Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand. Wax on, wax off.
Booby traps. That's what I said. Sam said booby traps.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
What is that, Kung Fu James Bond?
My daddy's gonna come and kick your butts.
준비 다 됐나 봐요. 당신을 찾아요.
どうやってニューヨークへ来たんですか？
時空間をねじ曲げてここにテレポートしたんです。
When you start to talk about Asian Americans, I think you're talking about a different emerging demographic in parts of the United States that perhaps are still unfamiliar with Asian Americans, who perhaps still think of Asians as part of the World War II era.
What's that mean? See, that's what I mean. Your kind don't understand English.
My kind?
Yeah. Gooks, Chinks, your kind. You guys killed my dad in Korea. You think I'm happy to see you, my Jim?
Don't touch me.
The way an Asian is used in a movie, there's usually a certain agenda for that movie. There's usually a certain reason why an Asian is cast for that. Maybe they want to fill up a kung fu movie. Okay, they need to find an Asian. Or perhaps it's you know, a samurai movie or something like that. Something usually to do with kung fu or other Asian stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? They kind of typecast Asians as a whole. You see people who don't want to play roles that are majorly successful, right? You see people, they don't want to, you know, be associated with a certain role. They don't want to be typecasted in the future. Like a lot of people, they don't want to play a big popular mafia movie because they don't want to be typecasted in that area, and that's all they play for the rest of their lives. I think for Asian Americans though, they're automatically typecasted.
Every time I go out on something, Joe, it's always for some kung fu deli store computer Chinese.
You're a little
thing.
Chinese guy. You're gonna go out for roles for little Chinese guys.
I was born in New York. How about a role for somebody born in New York?
That's the kind of thing that you do run up against, you know, and you can categorize that with any word you want to use, but there is truth to that. We're not at a demographic point, I think we're like 4% of the country right now, where we have enormous purchasing power out really, you know, well beyond other groups and things like that. But on the other hand, in terms of physical numbers of who's going to turn out in that theater on a Friday night to see a picture, that's a different story.
잡수도 돼요. 우리 모두에게 충분합니다. 하나 먹어.
Dude, I'm starving.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near that hungry.
They're portraying only a certain part of Asians. And as an Asian American, it's like I'm kind of caught in between, I feel, because I'm Asian, but I'm also American. And I don't think that I'm being fairly portrayed, because there are a lot of Asians like me that when we see these Asians on TV and in the mass media, that's not what they are. That's only a certain part of it. Like, you're gonna have your breakout stars.
It's good for absolutely nothing. Good God, you all.
It ain't you all, it's y'all.
Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan, funny guy, has an accent, but not all Asians, obviously, have an accent, you know?
How's your finger?
Oh, I'll live.
You have a Band-Aid on it. It's a pinprick.
Studios basically are like the law. They run on precedent. And they basically will scrub their financial numbers on everything. They do this thing called sensitivity studies. And a sensitivity study is basically a predictor of how a project will do based on its genre, who wrote it, who directed, who's starring in it, what, you know, and where they have all this data that tells them how each of these people have done overseas and locally and stuff like that. And so that all that factors into a lot of their decision making of what gets made.
You cannot call yourself a true geisha until you can stop a man in his tracks with a single look.
No one can do that.
Choose someone for me.
Memoirs of a Geisha. You're going to have a bunch of Chinese people playing Japanese roles. You're going to do a time period piece based on the book that's not even written by an Asian, not even written by someone who's Japanese. But regardless, you're going to do a movie based in Japan on Japanese lives, on a Japanese tradition, on something so Japanese, and you're not going to use anybody Japanese in it? It's like, come on. But no one else will ever notice. Because in average America's eyes, you look Asian, it doesn't matter.
So we're like the only, like, we're pretty much like the only, like, Asians. So, you know, we get picked a lot.
Watch where you're going, egg roll. Alright?
What? What?
The movies is mostly like Chinese. So that's what kids mostly call me. Because they don't really think about Japanese or Korean or nothing like that. So they always, like, you know, made funny faces with their eyes and stuff. Call me chink.
Look at me! I'm so you fucking chink!
I'm not Chinese.
Rice picker, all kinds of stuff.
What causes this? You see, what we see on TV, what we see in the movies, affects us adversely.
Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and Bruce Lee were pretty much the main three, like, kung fu. They always think that, like, if they mess with me, they're like, oh, you know kung fu, you want to mess with me? Like, they automatically think I know kung fu, which I don't. I had no idea what kung fu and all that good stuff's all about.
준비 다 됐나 봐요. 당신을 찾아요.
I have had a few where you know, people are just plain being ignorant. Like, they'll come up to me and they'll say, like, oh, ching chong ching chong, you know, kind of thing. And it's very rude because it's like, no, excuse me, who do you think you are, kind of thing. And that's, you know, people being ignorant again. And I think it's also because of what they see on TV.
Very sorry, I not speak much English.